Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Crucible Chat. Yes, it's Saturday, and you're probably wondering why my voice sounds a bit different. That's because I'm not Mike. That's right, Mike is off for the weekend, and he's kindly asked me, Bandsaw The Hedgehog, his good old buddy, to step in for him. And why is he off? I haven't kidnapped him, you don't have to worry about that. He will be back on Monday, providing his head doesn't explode over the weekend or anything, because it is his birthday this week coming up. I'm not going to say when because I don't know if he wants that sort of stuff out, but go and leave him a comment in the comments down below wishing him a happy birthday for this week, because he's the big 3-0 now. Yep, he's like 3 years younger than me, so he's still got a bit of growing up to do to match up with the hedgehog, although mental age, I'm not that grown up. But so yeah, he's asked me to fill in for him to do Crucible Chat for this week. So in the background we have some Plants vs Zombies Garden Warfare, some of the beta, because I haven't picked up the game yet. I haven't had the money or anything like that. But yeah, this is the beta. I think this is Suburbanation. Yeah, it's like Domination, so yeah. Alright, but what I want to talk about has got nothing to do with Plants vs Zombies. It's got nothing to do with gaming or anything like that. It's got to do with this thing that Mike actually sent me over Facebook, a link to an article on some news website, which I've never even heard of because I don't regularly read the news or anything like that. But it's called birth rape. Like the article, it says, what is birth rape? And when I read the title of this, I'm like, what the fuck is that about? So I read it. And basically, concise, in a nutshell, what it is these feminazis, the social justice warriors, these, who I'm talking about. It's these ones that try and make everything about them. You'll see the funny memes about them. You'll see a guy go up to a woman and they'll just be going to ask them something completely innocuous, and they say, "Excuse me," and then it's like, "Sorry, I have a boyfriend." A man can't talk to a woman without trying to hit on them or some bullshit like that. But this takes it one step further. Now, I'm going to put it up on the screen, but I'm also going to read it out. It is the first little bit of the article, and I'll also put the link in the description, and hopefully Mike copies it and puts it in there as well. But what it says is, a vulnerable woman. It's a phrase that has been circulating on midwife and childbirth blogs for several years, but it is starting to gain force. Here's how a blog devoted to the topic birth trauma truths describes what birth rape is. A vulnerable woman who is powerless to leave the situation, is at times held down against her will, has strangers looking and touching at private parts of her body, perhaps without appropriate measures being taken to acknowledge her ownership of her body or to preserve her comfort levels. Perhaps she has fingers or instruments inserted without her consent, and sometimes against her consent, invading and crossing decent boundaries. She is fearful of what is happening to her and perhaps for the well-being of her baby, and receives no reassurance that either she or her child are okay. That is a violation no matter how you look at it, even if this treatment is given with no malice and the intent of attempting to assist her with birthing her child. There is never a reason to forego the common decencies that will enable her to maintain a role in the birth, some autonomy over her body, to be involved in the decision making, to be informed about what they want to do before they do it. Alright, so that's just that little bit. Now, I've got 3 kids, and I was at the birth for 2 of them, because the oldest one is my stepdaughter. And I was at both of them. The first one, natural childbirth. Second one, cesarean. Now, I was in the room for both of them. And never, and I mean never, did anything like this sort of crap come up. I mean, you're in there, you expect, the women, they know they're going to go through pain. Fair enough. And they know that doctors and nurses and midwives and all that, they're going to be poking and prodding and checking on her and checking on the baby and everything like that. I mean, I can't understand why they're going to this thing. It's like, what are they supposed to do? Just sit back and watch the baby come out and expect, oh, all right, well, you want to, you want to be involved, you want to do everything yourself, go for it. Fair enough, it's been happening for years. I mean, well before there was doctors and hospitals and all that sort of stuff, women would just they get pregnant, they have the baby, just like animals are doing now and everything like that. Women can do it. And I mean, if they want to do it like that, go for it. But don't go to these lengths of calling it birth rape just because they think that they're being, made to feel like a piece of meat or something like that. I mean, it's complete bullshit. They are not, like, the doctors and nurses, like, they know what they're doing, they know what their jobs are, they've trained for years and years and years and years and years to do this, so they don't fuck up and they don't mess up or anything like that. Like, you know, they know what they're doing. It's their job to know what they're doing. And, like, or you know, like, fair enough, you women, you know your own body and everything like that. Like, I mean, there was complications with our last daughter's birth, and my wife knew what was going on and everything like that, and said that there was something wrong. They weren't listening until, like, you know, I think it was me, my mother-in-law, her, we all just screamed, like, there's something wrong. So finally, like, you know, went for the cesarean, blah blah blah. We've now got a third baby girl. Well, she's not a baby anymore, she's 10, but you get the idea. But there's got to be a line drawn, like, you know, between where, like, you know, this birth rape. Fair enough if they're being forceful, they're not being gentle or anything. Like, in this article, they do talk about the doctors not being, some doctor not being gentle, like completely ignoring her, saying that she should have had an abortion and all that. Yes, that sort of stuff, no, that's not on. But, like, you know, I wouldn't even call that birth rape. Like, fair enough, it's like it's a traumatic experience, like, fair enough. But childbirth is a traumatic experience on a woman's body, a woman's mind. Even the husband, like, you know, they're afraid for the unborn child, they're afraid for their wife, their partner, whatever, like, you know. But to be going on and calling it birth rape, as if, like, you know, it's something that she doesn't want to happen, it's ridiculous. Like, and I hope, like, not getting through, but I hope you guys understand what I'm trying to say. Like, you know, I'm all for women's choice, like pro-choice. If a woman wants to have a baby, she can have the baby. If she wants to have the abortion, let her have the abortion. I've got nothing against people, like, saying that they can't. I'm sorry, I'll try that one again. I've got nothing against a woman saying, alright, even if they're raped or whatever like that, if they want to have that baby, they can have that baby. I would never force a woman, no matter if it's my wife's daughter, Joe Bloggs' sister's cousin down the street. Like, you know, I would never, I would give my opinion, sure, if I had one, but I would never, and I mean never, try and force that opinion on someone else, let alone, like, you know, this sort of crap. So, like, you know, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below, because, like, ever since Mike showed me that, I've been dumbfounded, everything like that. Like, I mean, as I said, there is one example in this article about a doctor being a complete bastard. And apparently he was fined $500 and given a year's probation. I think that's a bit lenient for what they said happened. But, like, as I said, to go to that point and calling it a form of rape, it's a bit excessive. It's a bit excessive. So, like, you know, as I said, let me know what you guys think down in the comments down below. And don't forget to wish Mike a happy birthday. So until I speak to you guys again, I've been Bandsaw the Hedgehog. Stay awesome.